We are in the process of searching for our next home. We, I think, are intending on putting in an offer. What's Tito doing? You say Dad? Mama. Mama works. That's for Mama. That's not safe. Uh-oh. Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. And welcome to this week's vlog. It is a very exciting day. I don't know what this vlog is going to entail, but it's going to be a really fun day and a fun weekend, and we're doing something really exciting this morning, and I've got some updates to share with you, so we're vlogging today. Before we get started, if you're new here, make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss all my future videos. If you are new here, my name is Emma. I am... What? Is that silly? I am a mom to a 9-month-old named Jordan, Claire, and I'm also a first grade teacher, but I'm kind of pausing that part of my life. So it is 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning. I need to go grab our grocery pickup this morning, and then we are going to look at a house this morning, which is very exciting, and I'll talk about that in a second. And then tonight we're going over to my parents for dinner to celebrate. Like, there's a million people in my family that have birthdays in September, so we're just kind of having a big September birthday dinner. I have not shared this on social media yet, but we are in the process of searching for our next home. We have been for about a month now. What's the matter? We are outside now. Hopefully, I'm gonna try not to swing too much because I don't want to make you dizzy. And hopefully my neighbors can't hear me talking to myself, but it is so nice out. Basically, we met with our realtor, I think in the beginning of August, and got pre-approved for our loan at the end of July, or maybe beginning of August. It was like right before I went back to school. That was something I got done at the end of summer. And then ever since then, like the beginning of August, we've just been kind of waiting. And we are not in a rush by any means. Our goal is to be in our next house when she turns 1, which is in December. I would just love to be in our next house when we have her first birthday party, because this house is not big enough to host her first birthday, and I just don't want to have it at somebody else's house. I want to host that, you know. It feels very special, and it feels like something I want to be able to host, and in our current home that's just not a possibility. So that's like our goal, is December. So we weren't in a rush. We just wanted to be prepared in case something came up that we wanted. We would have everything already ready to buy it, you know. So we've just been looking. There's been nothing. We've only gone and seen a couple in the last month, and we love this house. It will forever be such a special place for us. It's where we brought Jordan home. It was our first home, but it is very small, and we knew when we bought this house that it was just our first home because we couldn't afford our forever home 3 years ago. Like, there was just no way. And as Jordan's getting bigger, and now she's crawling everywhere, and Ellie is a very large dog, and we've always felt a little bit crammed, but it's just getting to the point where it's too much. And it's also just hard because we wake Jordan up every single morning when we're getting ready for work because of where her bedroom is and how small our house is. Like, there's just so many reasons that we are ready to move. So our next house, we are being a little bit more picky, and we have a lot of boxes that need to be checked because this is what we hope to be more of our forever home. And I don't want to say that because I don't know what God has planned for us. I don't know our future. I don't know the next 20, 30 years, and I can't pretend to plan things as if I have any control. However, I would like to be in this home and imagine myself raising all of my kids there until they graduate high school, and I just want to make sure that if that is the house that we stay in for the next 30 years, it's a house that I'm comfortable with because it has all the things we want. The house we're looking at this morning is the first house that has come up since we started looking a month ago, which I know a month is not a very long time, but it's the first house that checks every single box. It's in the exact location that I would want. The yard is gorgeous and huge, and it's fenced, which is rare to have a yard as big as it is and have it fenced and as a shed. It is everything, and I'm so excited. I hardly slept last night, partially because I went out and got drinks with some friends last night, but partially because every time I would wake up, because I wasn't getting the most restful sleep, I just laid there and thought about the house because I just feel really good about it, and I'm really, really excited. But I don't want to get my hopes up and then it's not what I want, or we put in an offer and we don't get selected, which could happen. Anyways, that was a lot, but that was the update I've been needing to share. Is we are on the search for our home. I'm gonna try really hard to get some footage, as long as there's no huge red flags. We, I think, are intending on putting in an offer because we love it, but we obviously want to see it in person. This is how I got her to be content. These are my favorite PJs ever. I think they're from Walmart. They're so cute. What do you think? Oh, excuse me. Are you doing some exercises? Okay. Yeah. Look at that hair. My life is now just following Jordan around as she crawls everywhere, but I love it. The closer it's getting, I'm like excited to go see it, but I'm also getting so anxious. But we've been praying about it ever since we found it, and we have asked our families to be praying about it. If this is the house that the Lord has for us, then we are going to get it. And if it's not, and he has something better fitting for us down the road, then we won't be accepted. And that's that. That is such a freeing, peaceful concept, because I know that there is nothing that I can do right or wrong to steer this. Like, I can pray for wisdom and discernment on like, how much should we offer? How should we go about this? Should we make an offer? But ultimately, it's not even up to me. I wanted to share that in case you are also going through maybe like a big transition or a big decision is coming up. Sorry about Ellie. When I feel like it's all on me, that's a lot of pressure that you don't need. And also, we don't have control anyway. Or you ever just feel overwhelmed with the decisions that you have to make, because it is so overwhelming, but that takes so much pressure off of you. Realistically, he's already written it anyway.
Good to go.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too, thanks. Can we show them your outfit of the day? Can you wave? Oh, good job. We're going and look at the We're going to look at the house.
It's 8.7 million, 5,000 square feet.
Yep.
Nothing but chump change.
Stop. But I don't think I mentioned this. So we're going to see it at 10:30, and then not the wave to the policeman.
He didn't even wave back.
Stop. You're so embarrassing. Our showing is at 10:30, and there's an open house from 12 to 2.
So we're going to put an offer in before
So we're
it and
hopeful
cancel
to
it.
put an offer in before the open house. Don't know that they're going to necessarily cancel the open house, but
I would love to be the ones to do it.
yeah, because we were going to go to an open house like 3 weeks ago, and we literally got in the car, got loaded up to go, and then when I pulled up Zillow to find the address, what is this?
Honk for freedom.
Is that somebody dressed up as Jesus? What the? Child, anyways. Went to go to the open house. We got in the car, and I went to pull up the address, and it said open house canceled because it was under contract. So, anyways, stop. Oh my gosh, I hate that. Honking gives me severe anxiety.
I made somebody miss a ball.
Michael. No, not a good start.
Hello, Ramona. I can't shake the simplest feeling beyond the ghost. We
Like the,
stand on
pink
the
walls.
opposite shore. Hello, Ramona. I reach through mysterious ceilings, my only hope. I look for the things I don't know.
Well, did not put an offer on this house. I don't know, I'm disappointed. The house was nice, but it had a lot of big problems. Like the foundation was not good. The price was absurd. For the basement was not finished like it said it was. Like just lots of things that are big red flags. And just, it was just not it. We just did not feel peace about it. and that's okay. But it's still a little disappointing because we definitely thought we were going to be putting an offer on our future house today. Disappointment is better than getting into a house and it not being the right one. How do you feel?
It's okay. It sucked. It smelled.
It didn't smell.
Yes, it did. It smelled like melted must.
There was just, the windows was my first, I was like, no. We tried to open a window in the living room first thing, or Michael did, and it
Didn't shut.
It didn't. And the popcorn ceiling and the floors were not real hardwood floors like I thought they were, and that was disappointing.
I'm hungry.
Me too. Anyway, now we're gonna go home. I was very disappointed. You wanna go to burritos? Let's do it.
We ate out last night.
It's okay.
You serious?
I have. I'm feeding Jordan some lunch, and I'm just like having some thoughts that I wanted to share because I was debating, like, should I even upload this vlog since it didn't go how we wanted it to go. I fully anticipated when I started this vlog this morning that it was going to be us giving an offer on a house, and like it's obviously not how it went, and so now I'm just thinking about what I talked about this morning, about what I prayed for, which was for discernment and wisdom, and that we would have peace either way. And I just have to give God some glory that like Michael and I both felt no, like we both felt like we were being a little bit bamboozled. Even though I'm disappointed, I have a ton of peace, and Michael would say the same about our decision to not. And like that's what we prayed for. He provides peace even when the answer is no. And I know it's silly because it's a house, but like when I tell y'all we had our whole lives planned in that house, so then to walk through it and it just be very different than they showed, it's very disappointing. God's good, he's faithful, and I know that if that wasn't it, which it clearly wasn't, that the one that he has for us will be even better. We're gonna go to my parents tonight. It's such a cozy day. It's like rainy. I just had another cup of coffee. It is the perfect fall day. It's been a couple hours. Jordan is down for her afternoon nap. Michael is working out in the garage, and I have a couple of like returns that I need to make, but it's raining and I don't want to, so I think I'm just gonna sit and read. I wanted to share some of my recent reads because I haven't talked about books on my YouTube videos for a while. I've talked about them on Instagram, so if you don't follow me, make sure you do. I have just been back on my reading grind lately. Last summer I read so many books all summer long, but then when school started it just didn't happen anymore, and I didn't read the entire school year. And this year I've really been trying. That's one of my goals, is to keep it up throughout the school year, because I just don't want school to overwhelm my entire life and take away things that I enjoy doing. You know, I have been trying really hard to read every single night before bed. It doesn't always happen. I'm reading What Alice Forgot right now. I am literally like 2 chapters in, but so far it's really interesting. And if a book can catch me in the first couple of pages, I know it's probably going to be a pretty good book. And then before that, I was on a Colleen Hoover kick. Y'all know I love those books. I'm trying to even think about what's the last book I shared with you guys that I was reading. The last like 3 books that I have read were all Colleen Hoover. So the first book that I read was November 9th, and I loved it. The only thing I didn't love about it was I feel like the ending was predictable, but I really enjoyed the storyline. I really enjoyed like the idea of the book and why it's called November 9th. Like I thought that was just so cute. I just thought it was an interesting plot. So I really liked that one. Then I read Ugly Love, and I loved it. Something that I really like about Colleen Hoover, I know she's overrated and some people probably don't like her writing, but something I really love about the way she writes is when she does dual perspectives, which November 9th and this and the next book I'm going to share, a lot of her books actually I think have the dual perspective from the girl's perspective and the guy's perspective, which I really enjoy. But I really loved this one. It reminded me of It Ends With Us, because I remember reading It Ends With Us, and the reason I love that book so much, it is my favorite book of all time, judge me if you need to, whatever. I felt the way the main character felt. I don't want to like give things away, but if you've read the book you know what I'm talking about, and if you haven't read the book you need to. You fall in love with the character and the person, and then you start to unravel and uncover some dark parts about him, and it made me feel like she should excuse all of the bad parts about him because I had already taken the time to like get to know the good side of the character, and I had already loved them together and whatever. And so I felt like I was in the main character's shoes and feeling what she was feeling as she was feeling it. Does that make any sense? This book I loved for the same reason. You don't know all the information about the guy's past, and it's like you're finding out as the main character is finding out. And I just think that is such a good writing style. Like, I love those kind of books. It's just, it really gets you involved. I don't know how to explain it. So I really liked this book. This one, I was not prepared for this book. This one was sad, and I knew it was going to be sad. This one wrecked me from the inside out. If you read none of those books, I definitely think you should read this one. It was so incredibly good. It might be one of my favorites from her. This might even be number 2 behind It Ends With Us because it's so good. Anyways, that was a very long spiel about books. So if you didn't care about books and you don't like Colleen Hoover, you probably hated all of that. But all that to say, I am now reading What Alice Forgot. I'll let you know. And then the next one on my list, All the Missing Girls. So I'll let you know, probably on my Instagram stories. So make sure you go follow me.